The hearing into South Gauteng Director of Public Prosecution, Advocate Andrew Chauke's fitness to hold office continues. This week, NPA head Advocate Shamila Batohi has been testifying, detailing how Chauke allegedly made politically motivated decisions and acted outside his jurisdiction. Batohi described how Chauke allegedly sidelined the then acting DPP of KwaZulu-Natal, Advocate Cyril Mlotshwa, in the prosecution of former KZN Hawks boss Johan Boysen and his Ketomano unit. Well, Ofentse Setimo is on that story for us. Ofentse, good morning to you.
A good morning to you, Leanne. Well, we heard yesterday that the retired Justice Nkabinde had actually requested for the dockets which were compiled to form a racketeering certificate against the Ketomano police unit. And yesterday, after they were submitted, we had Advocate Thembeka Ngcukaitobi actually say among those dockets, there was one which was missing, which was that of the murder of 16-year-old Kwazi Ndlovu. Now, Advocate Shamila Batohi actually responded to that request by Advocate Thembeka Ngcukaitobi, actually saying that that particular docket, she saw that there could be an answerable case, and she insisted that the DPP of KwaZulu-Natal at the time to look at that particular docket, and she says that eventually that particular case actually went to trial, but now the members of the Ketomano police unit, which was actually dubbed the death squad, were actually acquitted of the charge of actually murdering that particular 16-year-old. Then immediately after that, they actually moved on to the Mdluli matter, where Advocate Shamila Batohi actually referred to a docket of the investigating officer who was investigating the murder of Opara Mogibe, who was actually a partner to an ex-wife of General Mdluli. And we heard how the couple allegedly actually married in secret, as they were actually being threatened that should they continue with the relationship, then there would be consequences. And we know that subsequently Opara Mogibe was actually murdered, and there were some charges that were leveled against Richard Mdluli. But unfortunately, as we are here, the reason why we are here is because of the manner in which South Gauteng Prosecution's boss had actually managed that particular case, actually referring the murder charges against Richard Mdluli to an inquest. This, at the behest of the NPA prosecution's team, which were probing the matter, who felt that they had a strong case and were actually ready to prosecute. And in fact, we had even beyond that particular inquest that the magistrate who was presiding over that inquest made some sort of a confused outcome of that particular investigation, where they were saying that in as much as there was evidence actually pointing at Richard Mdluli, to a certain extent, the judgment, the magistrate's judgment also said that there wasn't sufficient evidence to prosecute. Then Shamila Batohi actually, criticized a decision by South Gauteng Prosecution's boss, Andrew Chauke, not to find a second opinion, or rather to pursue a further inquest to try and get to the bottom of this particular confusing ruling that was made following that inquest. And we know that the manner in which he handled this particular matter actually attracted the attention of Freedom Under Law, who actually took the matter to the court, challenging the decisions that were actually made by Chauke. So we will hear today, going forward, some of those incriminating evidence from Shamila Batohi, describing the decisions that were made by Chauke, which were in contravention of the NPA Act and the Constitution.
All right, thank you so much. Big story, that one, and we look forward to crossing into you again in our next bulletin at 8.